Hello, I'm Diana, and today we're with Yan Zhao, and we're going to talk about if she's elected, she's going to be the first woman and first Asian of our Santa Clara County Assessor. Together with me is Joel Wong, our Chief Editor. So I know Yan for 26 years, and from a tech industry, and become a public servant. So you've been the City Council, 2 terms mayor, and right now you're the candidate for Santa Clara County Assessor. So why you started this campaign? Why you want to run this position?
As you mentioned, I started, doing volunteer when I first graduated from college, and at the beginning, I was, I didn't know I was going to get involved with politics. I was just doing volunteer work for a nonprofit. After served 8 years on the Planning Commission, now 7 years on the City Council, including 2-term mayor, I know I want to continue my passion for public service. So I started looking at the different positions and how I can make a bigger impact to bring changes to the office that needed. So then I realized county assessor is a place that really need a lot of changes, not just in technology, but also in leadership style, leadership mentality, as well as expand this office responsibilities.
You mentioned that the need to be changed currently, this position. What are the things mostly needed?
As I mentioned, this office is one of the 3 countywide elected officials. One is district attorney, one is sheriff, the third one is county assessor. So it's a very important. This office is basically is a source of funding for everything from public schools to public safety. This office was under the same leadership for over 30 years. The system they're using is almost 50 years old. Imagine we're in the heart of Silicon Valley. We're using a really, really old system, old technology. The cost of maintaining it, it's expensive, and also it's not efficient. So as engineering background, and I have, served in the city government, I know we can use technology to improve government service. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to run. And secondly, I mentioned about under the same leadership for over 30 years. And the Silicon Valley, has changed so much, not just technology, but also demographics have changed. The needs have changed. But this office has stayed in the 30 years ago, has not, keep up with the needs. So that's another reason I would really like to make sure we can bring change to this office to make it better for people.
Many residents, including myself, don't understand what the county assessor do. Can you tell us in very simple language how that can affect the homeowner, the small business, and so on?
Yes. So the one of the bigger responsibility one is assess all the taxable properties, including residential and commercials, including farmers, industrial. So any taxable properties that in this county need to be assessed. So this one is office is mainly responsible to make sure assess the property value accurately and fairly. So that's the one of the jobs. The second one is apply all the property tax laws to all the taxable properties, right? Like Proposition 13, Proposition 19. So all the laws passed by legislative body as well as by measures, by people voted, which is, Proposition 19 was voted by people in 2020, and so that took effect in 2021. The third one is to keep a very accurate property records. So many people want to check, a particular property. They go to county's website to find out what, this zoning, size, and, all that information. So it's mainly this is 3 major functions resides in this county assessor's office.
You mentioned about the fair and accurate. I think that's really most important thing. So what would you do to ensure the fair and accurate, especially for those privileged people in the Bay Area?
very good question. So many times, people don't understand how their properties are assessed. And so this is one of the reasons I want to actually run too, is because I think we need to educate. We need to let people know how their properties are assessed. I want to make sure it's transparent, it's fair, it's accurate. How can that be? We tell people how a property is assessed. So, some people, when they did a remodel, then when they got their supplemental tax bill, they were like, oh my God, they're like, this is so much, but because they didn't know how it was assessed, right? So what is fair? When you don't know how it's assessed, it's hard for you to judge it's fair. But before that, I feel like we need put all the educational program out there. Let's say, we can tell you, all the comps on the website, how other properties are assessed. I actually have been working in the industry for a while now, and I understand how houses are appraised. And all that information need to be known to people. Also, there are a lot of programs that people don't even know they can actually apply for exemptions. Let's see, if you're a senior or a veteran or disabled, and there are some programs, there are school bond or library bonds. Some of them allow people to apply for those exemptions. And all those programs, most people don't understand. They don't know how to navigate to get the exemptions they can apply.
Do you have multi-language for them to check?
That's definitely something that I plan to do, because now our county is so diverse. 40% residents are foreign born, and also 40% are Asian now. So I think there's a need for first generation, homeowners to understand how to navigate all this systems.
There are four candidates. And how are you distinguish yourself from them, and how do you prepare for this job?
Among the four candidates, I believe I'm the best qualified, because I bring a unique combination of qualifications. As a computer engineer, and I know how to use technology to improve government services, to make it more efficient, less wait time for people. And I mentioned about the system they're currently using is almost 50 years old. So it's definitely need to bring this office to the 21st century. So that's kind of in my backyard. I know how to do it. I have done that in my professional engineering capacity. Second one, also as a long-time public servant, I have served in the community for almost 20 years, 8 years on the Planning Commission, 7 years on the City Council, 9 years on the Commission on the Status of Women, and 4 years on County Cemetery District, served also as a board of trustees as well as board chair. So I have all this experience. I have always led, my team and work with people with transparency, with accountability, and with results. Lastly, I want to mention I decided to run for this office 2 years ago because I realized this office needs change. So to prepare myself, there's no technical requirement for anyone to run for this office. But once you are elected as assessor, you have 1 year to take one class and pass the exam and get a certificate from Board of Equalization. That's all you need once you're elected as an assessor. I have already done that. Beyond that, I took more than what is required. I took an additional class. My level is at the auditor level. I have passed just being an appraiser. Beyond that, in addition, I took 167 units of classes.
Wow.
and worked in the field and over 1,000 hours. So I want to get the practical experience. I want to learn how the houses are assessed, right? How our houses are praised. So when I get elected, I know I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the leadership needed to lead this office from day one. That's kind of what differentiates myself from all others, because I have been preparing myself for this job for the past 2 years.
You've been prepared so well. So yeah, I know that you work so hard, but I heard some people said the other candidate that has been on that position as assistant for a few years, right? So how do you, well, the experience, yeah, of course, yeah, you can learn and you can have experience from your current position, but for someone who has already been there?
So currently we have four candidates for this position. I mentioned about one of them is me, and the other one you mentioned who is currently working in at the assessor's office. And she just joined actually end of last year. This position was created, and her background is in law. And I mentioned about my background is engineering. I feel like engineers are trained to solve problems, right? To make sure that, you know, this office needs to be independent, needs to be fair, needs to be accurate. I bring all that kind of quality to this office. That's why I'm saying in terms of experience, I already have all the experience needed to understand how properties are assessed. So among all the candidates, I feel like I'm the best qualified. Yeah.
So when you were elected to this position, what's your priority?
So the priority are like mainly three. The first one, as I mentioned, is going to be upgrading the system to make sure that it meets, you know, today's, you know, people's need. Make sure use technology to make the service more efficient. Secondly, I've talked about maybe not maybe, I will do that, establish like educational outreach programs, workshops, let people understand, you know, the latest laws related to their property tax, understand their rights, so they can, you know, whether it's you want to do sell your homes or you want to pass down your property to your next generation or your grandkids, or, you know, it's first-time buyer, so you'll understand, you know, all the laws related to these properties. The third one, I think, is really the mentality, the leadership mentality need to be changed. For me, government here is here to serve their residents. So when you need to treat your residents as customers so that you have sense of urgency. You want to make sure that they're happy, they're respected. So that's kind of all the new things that I want to bring to this office.
So Joe, any other questions?
Yeah, if elected, you'll be the first Asian woman as to serve in this position. We've always heard that diversity is important. Can you tell us why diversity is important in Santa Clara?
As I mentioned, you know, this county is very, you know, with a very diverse population, and I think it's important to have representation at the different level, not just at the school, you know, local government, you know, at the state level, as well as any government agency. I think it's important if people see us, you know, we're part of the community. I think that's why I think there's old saying, right? If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So I feel it is important. I also want to be an example to, you know, Asian American community that yes, we can, you know, if you dream big, you can achieve. And this is always, I've been going to schools, high schools, and, you know, talking to a lot of times students, I encourage them, you know, to dream big. Oftentimes, special Asian, you know, girls, they are kind of, you know, people trying to put them down. And I want to make sure they are lifted up, right? So we are not just make sure they feel supported, and we also help them to get the tools they needed to succeed. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And just give you 1 minute to tell the voters why they should vote for you.
As I mentioned, you know, I'm here is want to bring change to this office to make sure this office works better for everyone. When this office works well, they will have more money for police, for, you know, for road repair, for, you know, homeless problems. So this office is so important. As I mentioned, this is the primary source of funding for all the county services. If this office runs well, and you know, save taxpayers' money, you know, not just for, you know, residents, but also the government be efficient. You spend less, but you provide the service people needed. So that's kind of my vision I want to bring to this office. So I really hope, you know, voters and see us, this is something really needed for this office. This office has been behind the time for too long, for almost 60 years. You know, it's just under two leadership. We really need to bring this to modern society, make sure that they're here for people. So please vote for me on November 4th.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
thank
your
you.
time.
Okay.
All right, good afternoon. I am California State Senator Dave Cortese, District 15. Thank you.
Tony Spudler, former mayor of the city of San Diego.
I'm very proud to support Yan Zhao, former Mayor Joel Wong.
Hi everyone, I'm Raymond Liu from Fremont City Council, and I'm really glad and happy to be here today to support Yan Zhao.
Everyone, I'm a retired politician with my and former councilor in Sunnyvale. Very happy to support you.
I'm Jason Baker, former Campbell Mayor and current trustee for the Campbell Union High School District, and happy to support City Council.
Hello everyone, Video Team and I'm the current president of the Fremont Union High School District Board, and I'm excited to support Yan.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Gilmore, Mayor of the City of Santa Clara, and Santa Clara loves you.
Hello everyone, I'm Margaret Abicoga, Santa Clara County Supervisor for District 5, which covers 9 out of the 15 cities in Santa Clara County, and I'm so excited to be here today to support my dear friend, Yan Zhao.
Hi, I'm Pat Burke from Palo Alto, council member and former mayor, and I'm enthusiastic to be able to support Yan.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Turner. I'm the mayor of Morgan Hill, and I'm honored to support you.
Hi, my name is David Cohen. I welcome you all to my district. I represent this part of San Jose on San Jose City Council, and I'm really excited to have you here. I'm really excited that my good friend Yan has elected to hold her kickoff here in North San Jose, and I'm really excited about her campaign.
Sergio Lopez, Mayor of Campbell and current chair of ECA. Couldn't be more excited to support you on. I think I'll have an opportunity to share a bit more about why in a little bit, but thank you all for being here.
Good afternoon, I'm Elizabeth Halliday, Board President for Campbell Union High School District, and I'm incredibly honored to support Yan, and I'm all in for